I know exactly what you're thinking. Oh, this must be a pre-recorded video. Joner's wearing a Christmas jumper. He's washed. It's January in the big 2026. Well, I'll tell you what. It is not. It is Christmas in January. It has come early for this year because Coventry have signed Frank the Tank Onyeka, the Nigerian midfielder. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I think that he is the answer and exactly the perfect signing for this club. We are going to break down his statistics, watch some highlights, and just give an overall vibe analysis of what's going on. I am Joner. If you don't know, I make EFL Championship content centered around Coventry City, and apparently I'm a vlogger now too. I've put a couple of those out, and they did amazing, so thank you on that. Please subscribe if you're new. We are uploading 3 to 5 times a week. Who knows, maybe even more. And then also, let's get this video to 207 likes. Why? Because that's how many bones I have in my body after Frank. By the way, we will be back on the watch along on YouTube and TikTok for the Coventry vs QPR match on Saturday. I'll be live 30 minutes before kickoff, so tap into those. And we were only able to do YouTube last time, so it was very funny seeing the two different fan bases and viewers come together because I'm treated very, very differently in either of those two chats. If you know, you know.
Frank the Tank. Why are you laughing? Frank the Tank.
I love him already. Frank the Tank Onyeka. Brentford midfielder, Nigerian, 28 years old, just newly turned 28, coming off of a couple successful matches in AFCON. He's 6 foot tall. He's got a lean body type, but he's also very, very strong, hence why his defensive metrics, which is a hint for what we're getting into, are absurdly good. Now, Frank the Tank's career path has definitely been an interesting one. It's a little bit unorthodox because you see him start in the Danish Super League, and then he goes to the Prem for Brentford, and he plays a lot of matches, and he's very involved, and then his 4th season in, he gets loaned out to the Bundesliga, and then he comes back to Brentford this year. He hasn't played too much. He's had 6 Premier League appearances, so he hasn't really been able to get into the team and get that much of a groove going. But what we're going to do is we're going to focus on his statistical analysis when he played in the Bundesliga for FC Augsburg. You can see right there, 34 appearances, 31 appearances in the Bundesliga out of 34 in the entire season. And on top of that, he was loaned out on the last day of the transfer deadline. So he had already missed a game or two. So he came right in and he had an absolutely major impact on that team. His contract expires at the end of the 2027 season, and something that I really like to see, and this kind of gives me a Matt Grimes vibe, knock on wood, he's played 23 or more matches every single year since 2018, which is very, very promising, especially for someone like him who is known to be a bit of a bruiser and an engine. He's got a lot of wear and tear on his body, but he's held up very well. So here's his game log for the African Cup of Nations, and then the thing that stands out to me is the fact that he played extended minutes in all 3 of the knockout rounds. So that goes to show how important he was to the Nigerian team. Of course, they ended up losing to Morocco, who went on and go into the final. Heat map wise, I'll whack it in there now. He wasn't playing as a 6. I think the thing that surprised me when I did this analysis on Frank the Tank is that we kind of expected him to be a well and truly just a straight number 6 central defensive midfielder, but he actually played as more of an 8. Who knows if he'll play on the right side as a double pivot with Matt Grimes? I think that's probably the most likely hypothesis, but it's good to see that he's played in a couple different roles within that midfield. He played 13 matches as a central midfielder and 16 matches as a central defensive midfielder last season for FC Augsburg. Now, quickly go over his AFCON stats because they were very impressive, and then we'll get into a larger sample size being the Bundesliga 24-25 season, which I feel in certain ways can be very similar to the EFL Championship. So, like, basically I'm comparing Coventry City to Bayern Munich as they're both top the table. Anyways, the Tank had 89% passing accuracy in AFCON, 23 duels won, 10 fouls won, 9 tackles, and 8 interceptions. And mind you, this is in 4 matches, over 2 interceptions per game, over 2 tackles per game, over 2 fouls drawn per game. So it's definitely safe to say that the AFCON was a success for him in Brentford, from a business perspective, hence why these transfer rumors have run rampant. Now, let's go back to the Bundesliga and really do a deep dive because this is obviously a bigger sample size. Like I said, September 1st of last year, he was loaned out and he made 1 substitute appearance in his first match where he bagged his 1 assist of the entire year, and then he started another 30 matches that season. And he was the absolute backbone of this mid to lower table team. He boosted an 85% passing accuracy. Just for food for thought, Matt Grimes this season is on an 87% passing accuracy. And it's a lot harder to have a high passing accuracy when you are a bottom half of the table team. You just tend to have more pressure on you. So that's a really commendable stat. And even from playing over half of his games from the defensive midfield position, he had the second most big chances created on the entire team. He drew 74 fouls, which is 32 more than anyone else on the team. So despite being a bruiser, this guy also knows the dark arts. On top of that, on the defensive side, he had the 5th most tackles in the entire league, which was the overwhelming most on his team. He had over 1 interception per 90, and he had over 1 clearance per 90. On top of that, he would commit around 2 fouls a game, but then he only accumulated 8 yellow cards. So you do the math on that, it's 1 every almost 4 games. So again, just more confirmation that this guy knows how to play the dark arts. So you put him next to Matt Grimes in a double pivot, there are going to be a lot of fouls drawn by Coventry City for the rest of the season. All right, last thing you need to see before we go into the fun part. This is like the teacher giving you the lecture before recess. His heat map last season for FC Augsburg. Bro was everywhere, which is good, because we've got a Frank the Tank size hole in the midfield to be filled. I think a player like this is similar to Matt Grimes, where a lot of his best highlights will just go under the radar because it is done maybe off the ball or making little passes that lead to the assist. But I have found a decent amount of things that have shown some very, very green flags. So this is his debut right here. Nice little block for him. We'll get into it. He got an assist, like I mentioned. Beautiful stuff. Just little things like that, being able to keep balance, being strong, tapping the ball away when necessary. We also see that he doesn't have a problem carrying the ball. And just look at that work rate right there. He was shot out of a cannon. Of course, it's his first match for this club. Worth mentioning, he will fit perfectly into the central defensive midfield of Cov because Matt Grimes loves, and many of our midfielders love, a shot miles above the crossbar. He actually had 24 shots last year and not a single goal, so he'll fit right in. So see, get the ball in a little pocket of space, play a nice accurate long ball. Yeah, really just finding the space for players. So he had a very good debut. Great tackle. That is what we need right there. We need someone like that. Oh my. We genuinely need someone like that so bad, who is not afraid to just put one in on someone.
The fact that is going. Wait.
This one right here shocked me a bit too, because I just really, like I said, thought he was just a well out 6, but he got himself in a dangerous position and he scored an absolutely class goal here. Look who was against, the Blades themselves. And he just looks very athletic. Like, not just a 6, he could definitely push up into that midfield and make a difference in the attack if need be. And most importantly, I think we're all hoping that he can kind of free up Matt Grimes to not have to play in between the 2 center backs, and then we can have a true double pivot in that midfield. Now, here is an unreal goal that he scored for Nigeria earlier this year. Get himself right over Oshiman's head, and then, it took a deflection, but hey, he took the shot and it went in. You take those. We like it. There's a better one. We're really exhausting all of our sources here. Shout out all the people that we used for this video. Anyways. Imagine Singer's corner. First game, Frank the Tank. Volley from a Jay Da Silva. Little lofted cross into the box. The scenes. Again, we got to test the celebration. Just hundreds of people running towards him. That is the thing that we need. We need the fans to be allowed to do that now. Now, here's a bit of an older clip. Let's see if we can draw anything good from here. I really would like to see some of his defensive work, because obviously highlights are just going to show a lot of things like that. Obviously, banger goal. That was actually insane. Here we go. Here's him on defense. Way to track back. He's got very good balance. We've seen that in just 2 defensive clips already. He's got the ability to stay on his feet and finish a challenge, finish a tackle, poke the ball away and whatnot. Right there, great job winning the ball back and playing in a way where he's not going to foul someone, or at least if he is, he's going to sell it well. Great. Oh my God, I'm just loving it. I know this is old. Obviously, it's in 460p. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm actually loving it. Nice little turn there. Comfortable to get on the ball, it seems, as well. Yeah, he is an absolute beast in the midfield. Yeah, there we go. He knows how to draw a foul right there. That is what we like to see. I think that's all we need to see right now. But I mean, I could sit here all day and watch montages. This one looks a bit more defensive. So this is actually what we really do want to see. Is this just a compilation of him drawing fouls? I mean, I'm here for it. Whoa! I'm sorry, I'm not entertaining at all right now, but I'm just mesmerized by this. He offers so much more than what you would expect in the passing and the build-up game. He can cross the ball. I mean, we've already seen that one today, but he'll get himself in dangerous positions. And it seems like he is willing to put in a shift on the defensive side of the ball. So this is making him a true box to box. He is like Josh Eccles on whatever things that they feed tanks. Cole, I don't know, man. Let's see. Just skinning defenders in his own box and then taking it and yeah, oh my God. All right, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. We've seen enough. That's against Frankfurt. That's a respectable club. I've seen what I needed to see. I'm assuming you have as well. If you haven't, literally just go into Twitter or YouTube and type in Frank Onyeka highlights and you can just watch and be mesmerized by his ball skills, his defensive skills, his dark arts. I'm excited. Think this is definitely going to be the signing that gets Cov over the line. Not that I don't think Joner Markolo can have an impact. He is also definitely a long-term investment, which I think will pay off because he seems very poised and very confident for a young player. So hopefully he can work his way in. But I think we already know right now, Frank the Tank and Matt Grimes are going to form a beautiful partnership in these last 15 plus matches. And hopefully it blossoms into the Premier League next year. So thank you all. Please smash that like button. Like I said, 207 likes. No reason why. And then sub if you're new. We will see you on Saturday for the watch along. Adios. Have a good one. Peace out. Goodbye.